here we go, that we are not only in a place where we are creating consciously, but, you know, because we're always creating, but we are creating with intention. So the homework assignment from yesterday was take a piece of paper, and I put 4 categories, but don't feel restricted to 4. You can go beyond that. And those 4 categories were think about health, and not just, okay, I'm healthy, but I'm active, I exercise regularly, I get out in nature, I have a good balance of work and play. You know, all of that coming together is so, so important in the creation of your new reality, because our bodies, and we talked about this yesterday with Sophia, so if you don't get a chance, if you weren't there, listen to that one, that was really good. And Sophia talked about we feel everything through our bodies. We feed, we eat through our bodies, we have sex through our bodies, we receive abundance through our bodies. So it's, so even money, the transmission of money is through our bodies. And so allowing that transmission to come through and be aware of how we're treating our bodies. What's the relationship that we have with our bodies? This might be a new way of thinking for you. You may not have connected with your body in this way, but it certainly is worth a look-see and worth some time to reflect on how do we have this relationship with our body? Are we impatient with our body when it's not working the way we want? You're not functioning properly, you're not doing what you're supposed to, and that's why it's an issue? Or is it that we love and adore our bodies? Are we nurturing our bodies? Are we resting our bodies? Are we receiving massages and regular care for our bodies? You know, how do we interact with our body? And do we, when it bothers us, when it acts up, when there's pain, when there's discomfort, do we just get frustrated with our body, or do we say, oh, what are you trying to tell me? What am I not listening to? What is it that I need to shift in my life? Because if we don't listen to those messages, we all know in the healing arts that those messages just get louder. And it gets so loud that you cannot not pay attention. And if you're stopped in your tracks and you can't get out of bed, or you can't move, or you can't do anything physical, forget about all those other dreams you have of doing other things. You know, the body comes first, and allowing that that relationship to open up with your body. So this list is about all the intentions, all the positive affirmations and things that you want for your body, your relationship with your body. So that's what you would write here. And don't put it in the future, like, I want a healthy body. Like, you would say, I have a healthy body. I have a healthy body now. Even if it's not true, it doesn't matter. If you say that and you claim it to the universe, like, this is who I am, I have a healthy body, it serves me well, I am able to do all the hiking and biking and everything I want to do in my life because my body is in tune with me. And even if it's not true, if you write down those things, that's your proclamation to the universe. That's your message that you're sending out to every entity, every energy, and every spirit, every guide that you have. This is, you know, this is your proclamation, and it's not negotiable, right? This is it. You're going to make that statement, and that's the way it is. The other one I had was relationships. So in relationships, you can write down, you know, how do you want to have relationships? And that could be with your spouse, that could be with your siblings, with your kids, with your parents. That could also be with your coworkers, that could be with your neighbors, that could be with everyone you encounter in general. You know, how do you want those relationships to look? And you're not going to say, I want, but state it in, I have good relationships with everyone in my life. Everyone is supportive and uplifts me in my journey and my vision and what I'm here to create in this reality. You know, and just go down the list and go on and on of, you know, how do you want those relationships to show up in your life? Do you want people to support you on some project you're working on? Do you want people to be kind to you? I have, you know, so you wouldn't say, I want people to be kind to me. You say, everyone is very kind and sweet and generous to me. How's that? You know, put it, and again, it doesn't matter if it's not true. It doesn't matter. It's coming to a place where you are stating out to the universe, this is what you want. This is what you want to manifest. This is the reality that you want to live in. Because we are creating our own reality. Esther Hicks talks about that. Matt Kahn talks about that. You know, there's so many people, Cryon talks about that. We are creating our own reality. And we have more power than we realize. If we are in a place where we're creating our own reality, then that means that if there's something in your life that you're not happy with, you have the power to change that. You. It's not about other people having to change. It's not about other people having to adjust or to accommodate you or to be in a place like that. It's you make the shift, and then your whole world around you shifts. It's a beautiful thing, actually. And I've seen it happen. I taught at Island School, and I taught math to high school students, which is a bit of a challenge, just letting you know. Not all the time. I mean, of course, I loved it. I love being around the kids and everything else, and I miss it sometimes. And there was this one class that I could not stand. I hated going to this class. I knew I'd look at my watch and it was like, it wasn't every day, it was like every other day. And I knew like at 1 o'clock I had to go in there and teach this class that was very challenging, just put it that way. And yeah, so I would dread going to that class, and then I'd go to that class, and it was, you know, just an effort to get through the whole class. And then one day I had this epiphany, and I said, what if I just saw those people in that class as very loving and supportive and joyful students that enjoy learning, that are integrated and part of the discussion and part of the class. And I just visualized how I wanted the class to go. The next day comes, it's 1 o'clock, I gotta go to that class, and I walk in, and I had the best class ever. Best class ever. They were so well behaved, they were so engaged, they were fun, we had a great lesson, they all left happy, and I was blown away, literally. I was blown away. I was like, wow, that was like, threw me for a loop. And I realized that it's not the other people that need to change in our life. It's us. If we shift our point of attraction, if we shift our way of thinking, if we shift our outlook on life, you know, and see things in a positive light rather than seeing things in a negative light, even if it is that way right now, if we shift that thinking and shift that way of looking at things, then we are able to change our world, change our reality, change our focus. And we have that power. I don't know if you experienced anything like that. If you did, I'd love to hear. If you want to share in the chat or however you want to share. Let me open up the chat on my, yeah. So if you don't know, the chat's at the bottom of the screen. But you're able to create your reality literally as you want to see it. And I saw evidence of that right that day. And it opened up my world. It opened up my consciousness. It opened up my thought process to make me realize that, okay, I can affect the change. It's not that they have to change. It's not that other people have to change. It's not that I'm waiting for a change or I'm dreading this. It's like I can create it. I can manifest it. I can intend it. And the universe responds. So amazing. So next category we had, and I originally had put career and I crossed it out and I changed it to life mission, life vision. Because career, you know, especially now with the pandemic and everything going on, career seems so limiting. Like our career or what we're creating seems like such a limiting belief that it doesn't really serve our needs, and it keeps changing anyway. I mean, now we're in a pandemic, so a lot of careers are changing. A lot of people are out of work and they're having to readjust or rethink about what do they want. And so as we're going through this, like, how do you see yourself receiving abundance, receiving financial abundance, receiving energetic transmissions, energetic exchanges? So how do you see that? What do you see yourself doing? What do you envision yourself doing? And hopefully with this pandemic, and to me, it's all been a reboot. Like when your computer doesn't work and you turn it off and you restart it. I feel like we're doing this restart, like we're all rebooting our systems and rethinking about, okay, now we're starting over. Do we want to go back to the life that we were in? Or now we have a chance to really look at it from an eagle's point of view, from a higher perspective, and look at it and say, maybe there's something else I really want to do. Maybe I want to be more creative. Maybe I want to paint, or maybe I want to act, or maybe I want to do something else. You know, maybe I want to be a coach. Maybe I want to do Reiki, learn Reiki and heal others. Whatever that is, think about what it is as we're rebooting, and put that here. And I put life mission and vision because I want you to think about, what are you here to do? And I feel like we all have some kind of life mission or vision. And if you haven't explored that yet, and you want to explore that, you know, we can do that and allow yourself to open up to what is it that your life purpose is. You know, what floats your boat. And the dolphins have shared with me many, many times and connected to me in so many ways that it's a million dolphins here at Dolphin Touch. So I can, like, in 2 minutes grab a dolphin. and show you. But, oh, this one's fun. There you go. Whee. Yeah, connect with the dolphins. So the dolphins have, so I had a near-death experience in the water, and maybe I'll get into that in a minute. But the dolphins have showed me that we really want to value what's important to us. You know, life is so short. We're only here for a little bit of time. Do you want to spend your life doing something you're not enjoying, you're not passionate about, you're just getting a paycheck, you're just getting by, and that's it? You know, how fulfilling is that? How entrenched is that? I will tell you, I'm going to tell you the story of the dolphin, my dolphin story. So I was in the water, and this was on the Big Island, and I was in a boat, and we, you know, you jump off the boat and you swim with the dolphins, and the dolphins come swimming by, and the boat comes by, and you get off the boat, and then you go and you're swimming with the dolphins. So while you're in the water, and you know, the dolphins move pretty fast. So and I'm a pretty good swimmer because I've been swimming all my life. And I started swimming with the dolphins. And I'm in the water and I'm swimming with the dolphins, and I'm amazed that I can keep up with them because they're pretty fast. And I felt like they welcomed me into their pod, and that's what you call a group of dolphins, a dolphin pod. And it was like, if you've ever swam with dolphins, it's like this vortex that you're in, and you're in the dolphin vortex, and you're with them, and you're connecting with the dolphins, and you're feeling their energy, and they're doing their clicks and whistles. And so their radar, or their energy, is just, you know, scanning your body and flowing up and down your body. And it's actually a really powerful healing tool that many people have been healed by. So I'm in the water, and you know, I had a mask and snorkel, and we're out there for a while, and I start swimming with the dolphins, and I'm getting farther and farther away from the boat. Now, we were already pretty far offshore with the boat, and I had my face down, and I'm just focused on the dolphins. And I've swum with dolphins before, and I know that if you disconnect, if you don't lose them, you know, if you take your eye off them, or if you disconnect with energetically, all of a sudden they're gone. I don't know if you ever seen that. The dolphins are there, and then 2 minutes they're gone, and you're like, where'd they go? You know, like, they got to breathe. Where'd they go? And they're just gone. So I'm in the water, and I'm face down. And I don't know if you've ever had a time where you're panicked and elated at the same time, but that's how I felt. I was in total bliss, total joy, but then this panic started coming over me, because my mind started clicking in like, you're getting pretty far out at sea, and your boat's way over there, and what are you doing? But I didn't want to disconnect from the dolphins. I was in my joy. I loved their energy. I was in bliss, and I was like, if I disconnect now, it'll all be over. And I just surrendered. I was like, at first I started panicking, and I started breathing really heavy. If you ever breathe heavy with a mask and snorkel on, it's like, you know, I actually had a panic attack in the water. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but it's not fun. And I'm hyperventilating. I'm in the water, but I'm still looking down and focused on the dolphins. So in that moment, all of a sudden, if you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. All these experiences from my past started coming up, of all the time I let fear stop me from doing something, all the times that I let fear stop me from speaking my truth, all the times that I let fear stop me from enjoying a moment, or trying a new thing, or experiencing something I've never done, or walking outside of my comfort zone, or any of the above, you know. And I stopped, you know, my mind stopped me, like, no, you want to be safe. You need to be safe. You need to not do this. You need to keep yourself safe and alive. You know, this is going to risk, you know, you're risking your life. You know, don't do it. Don't do it. Or don't speak your truth. Someone's going to be offended, or you're going to lose your job, or you're going to get in trouble, or whatever, you know. And again, stopped in my tracks. So all these experiences and all these memories started fleshing in my mind. And I, in that moment with the dolphins, and maybe some of the courage I got from the dolphins, I feel, was like, the hell with it, the heck with it. I am just going to follow my path. I'm just going to stay with the dolphins. And if this is where I die, if this is where I die out at sea, if this is how my life ends, then so be it. If I am in bliss, I'm doing what I love, and I am surrendering in this moment and opening up to allow this experience without the mind, without holding back, without stopping myself from experiencing this full experience. And in that moment, immense calm came over me. Like, whoa. All of a sudden, my body, which was super, super tense and breathing really fast, just all of a sudden calmed down. And in that moment, I totally surrendered. I surrendered my entire being. I surrendered my fear. I surrendered everything, gave it to the dolphins. I gave it to the ocean, and just let go. And when I let go, and when I fully, totally surrendered, what happened was, I was like in this immense peace, and I said, okay, I'm ready now. I'm gonna come up, break the surface of the water, disconnect from looking at the dolphins, and I'm gonna look at where my boat is. And when I came up, I looked over, and the boat was 20 feet away from me. And I was blown away, again, blown away, because I had, and apparently this was told by people on the boat, that I had swung all the way out to sea, and I didn't know where I was going. If you ever swim with the dolphins, or if you're ever in the water and you have your mask and snorkel on, you don't know where you're going. You can't see anything. You're just in the water, and you're just following the dolphins. Well, the dolphins had taken me out to sea, swung me around, and brought me right back to the boat. I can't even tell you how excited I felt in that moment. And from that, what I got was, we are always protected and supported and helped by the universe. We have so much help from the other side, so much behind the scenes that we don't even know what's going on. And it allows us permission to follow those dreams, to follow your life mission, to follow those paths that take us. And we don't know where we're going. We don't know where it's going to lead us. We don't know what's going to happen, but it just feels good in the moment. It feels good to follow your passion, your dream, what you feel inside you that wants to come out, and allowing that to be expressed, allowing that to be shown to the world. Maybe it's your art, maybe it's your book, maybe it's your message, whatever it is. Don't let fear stop you from expressing that peace inside you. There's this saying, don't die with your song unsung. And that one is really powerful to me because I really feel there's a message I'm here to share. And I'm sure you all feel that way too, that there's something that you're here to do, to gift to the world, your message. No one else sees life the way you do. No one else has your life experiences. No one else has your inspirations. Allow those feelings, allow those ideas to have fruit, to bear fruit, to grow, to expand, to be put out there. And yeah, you may fall on your face, or you may, and no one may appreciate what you're sharing. But you're doing what feels good to you. You're doing what feeds your soul. You're doing what makes you happy. And isn't that what we're here for? That's what the dolphin showed me that day in the water. That we're here for the experiences. The taste of a strawberry, the feel of the sun on your face, the spray of the water on the boat. That we're here to experience all of it. All of it. And to allow us permission. Sophia talked about that yesterday. Allowing us permission to follow our dreams. Permission to have what we want. Abundance, car, whatever you want, whatever it is you desire, it's okay. If you have a thought, it's possible. If the thought comes into your mind that you want something or that you desire or you'd like to see your life this way, then Esther Hicks talks about, then it's all possible. You wouldn't have that thought if it wasn't possible. It's only us that blocks that flow. It's only us that blocks that transmission. It's only us that blocks it from coming to us. So what if we allowed ourselves to dream? And that's what this paper is about. Write down your dreams. And it's okay to change your dreams. I'm a woman. We're all, it sounds like there's a lot of women on this. We change our minds all the time. I mean, men do too, but not so much. My husband gets frustrated. It's like, but you said we were going to do this. Well, I changed my mind. So allow yourself to write down and, think of it as a working document. Maybe you won't get perfect. You won't get it perfect the first time. You won't understand the first time of what you want to create, what you want to do in your life, what your life mission is, and maybe get help. Get someone to help you. Sign up for my program and I'll help you, you know, come into a place where you can really get clarity on what your life purpose is, what you're here to do, why you want to live. You know, wake up in the morning and feel energized by, wow, it's another day and another challenge, and I love what I get to do. And I created my world. Listen, I came from Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn, New York is like Cement City. Definitely not my highest excitement, but that's where I was born. And I was there for 30 years thinking, you know, because, you know, we're, again, at that point, controlled by fear. Is like, oh, I could go out on my own or I could leave New York, but my family's here and I don't know anybody in another state and I'd have to start all over again and yada, yada, yada. But I got married and my husband luckily shared my dream of someday coming to Hawaii. We actually came here on our honeymoon. Actually, I didn't think I was going to wind up in Hawaii. I thought I was going to wind up in Florida or California to be closer to the dolphins. And then we came to Hawaii on our honeymoon and we both, thank God, said, this is it. This is where we want to live. And it took us 4 years and a lot of work and everything else, but we made it happen. And now we're living the dream. I mean, it's not perfect. It's not easy. It's not like everything just, you know, I just sit around drinking Mai Tais all day. Yeah, it's work, it's effort, but it's work I want to do. This work I'm doing with you here today, this is work I want to do. This is messages I want to share. These are people I want to help. This is why I'm here. I've done the work. I know what my life purpose is. I know what feeds my soul and what I want to transmit. Now I'm ready to do it on a bigger scale. And that's why I'm doing this virtual retreat and these live presentations. Because I've been helping people on an individual level and now I'm ready to go bigger. But it's a place where we say, you know, what are you willing to change in order to live your dream? Think about it. You know, do you have to give up something? And maybe that thing that you've been holding on to is something that needs to change anyway. So, find your life purpose, find your life mission. And the last section I put down here was abundance. Write down, how do you want to live? Do you want to have a fancy car? Do you want to have a fancy home? Do you want to have extra money in your bank account at the end of the month? You know, how do you want to live? You're the creator. You're the director of your own movie. So if we don't create with these intentions, how is it going to get made? How are you going to make a movie without a script? You need to write the script. Even if it's a stretch for you, even if it's beyond your dreams, even if it's outside your comfort zone. That's how it starts. Everything starts with a dream. Anyone who's done anything in this world started with an idea, a vision, a dream, a thought. And then they pulled it down from the ethers and made it into reality. So I'm just saying, it's going to create anyway. Your life is going to happen anyway. Why not happen with intention? Why not happen with focused energy? And why not play with the universe, even in a small way. Like you want something to show up. You're asking for help. You want a new reality. Even something small. Like you want to see a red rose. Start with that. I would love to see a red rose. You know, for me, it's always been dolphins. And I put it out to the universe that show me the way and let the dolphins show me how to get there. So it's always happened that way, where I am, like at my husband's office, we were looking at different offices that he was going to rent. And we get to this one office, and there's, right before you even get to the office, a big picture of 2 humpback whales. Beautiful picture in the window. And I see these humpback whales, and I'm like, okay, pay attention. That's the universe speaking to me, saying, pay attention. And we look in the office, and we looked around, and it's like, this is perfect. And we rented that office. And we still have that dolphin. The whale picture is still outside that office. In the window. It was in the window before you even walked in the office. So for me, it's dolphins kind of show me the way, you know, like they're telling me to pay attention. I'll see a dolphin in the most remote places. It's the craziest thing. I was actually even, we were in Fiji, and they had this thing that said dolphin tours, and we walk over, and, you know, I don't know if you heard, but we were in Fiji with 200 people and Elizabeth Gilbert, and this is all before the pandemic. And I was teaching past life regressions and different things, and we were having a great time. And so so we had a day off, and there's this sign that said dolphin tours. And so we, you know, a bunch of my friends, we go over, and we're like, oh, you have dolphin tours? Well, you know, sometimes we see dolphins, but, you know, not usually, blah, 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 blah. And I said, oh, okay. So we book on the dolphin tour. People found out I was also booking on the tour. Next thing you know, we have 2 boats of people on this dolphin tour, and everyone's, you know, gathered around. And we start going out to sea. And we're going out to sea, and all of a sudden, you know, the guy's like, yeah, we go out, but, you know, we don't usually see dolphins this time of year, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, okay. So then I got everybody on my boat to go into their heart space. And we started doing chants, just chanting, just simple little chant, and just kind of chanting. And we had some singers on the boat, and we were chanting. And next thing you know, the captain says, hey, there's some dolphins over there. So these dolphins show up. And we're all like, yay, dolphins. And show up for 2 seconds, and then, oh, they're gone. And I'm like, no, that's not, no. So it's like, okay, everybody, we got to up our vibe. We got to up our vibration. We got to yell and scream and chant and call them back. And sure enough, these dolphins came back, and they started swimming in the wake of the boat. And they're swimming, and they're having a great time. And we're like, wee! And then they start spinning and jumping and playing and doing a whole show. And then it was like, great. And then they leave, and then another set of dolphins came over, and they're spinning and great jumping and playing. And then they were there for so long that the boat captain said, you know, we actually have to leave right now because we're supposed to do this reef tour. And yeah, but, you know, this was awesome. And, you know, it's all about intention. So we left, and everyone had an amazing experience. we went back and we're showing video, of course, of all the dolphins and everything else. We get this message from a woman in Australia, and she said, I have been going, it was plantation cottages or plantation holly, something was called. She says, I have been going to that resort for the last 20 years. And I have taken that dolphin tour for the last 20 years, and I never once saw a dolphin. And it was like, yeah, you know, it's all about intention, and it was all about like how you work with the universe, how you interact, how you connect, how you respond, and how the universe responds to you. It has to respond to you. You put it out there, you're sending the vibe out. It's a law of the universe that it will respond. It will respond. And if the only thing that's blocking is you, if you're in a place where you're not receiving, if you're not feeling worthy, if you're not loving yourself, if you're not in a place of peace and harmony and saying, oh yes, I can have this, I can have what I want, I can experience, I can have these experiences, I can manifest these things. It's only us that is blocking that expression of who we are, of who we're putting out. Because the universe, that's the law of the universe, it will respond. It has to respond. It's part of the agreement that we had in coming down here on this 3D planet, is that we would be provided for. We would be taken care of. We would be given food. We'd be given water. We'd be given nourishment. We'd be given shelter. It's part of our agreement. So as part of that agreement, we can receive those things that we really want. So going back to our manifestation list, think about, what is it you want? I mean, if you're one of those people that are visual and you want to make a vision board, great, go for it. Cut out pictures and magazines and stick it on there and look at it and see it every day. Perfect. Do that. If you like to write intentions and put your intentions in and manifest that way, awesome, do that. You know, just follow whichever feels lighter. A lot of people ask me about, how do I make decisions, or how do we create things? And it's like, follow what feels lighter, what uplifts you, what moves you forward. You know, when you're, if you muscle test, or if you're one of those people that do that, if you're moving forward, that's a yes. If it moves you back, that's a no. And so, like, feel what's moving me forward in this moment. Is it, and even when you eat, we talked about this yesterday too, when you're connecting in with your body and you're about to eat something and the food's set out in front of you, don't just like eat unconsciously. Like, check in with your body and like, okay, is this the best thing? Or if you're looking at a menu, like, and you ask the menu, and you ask the menu gods, light up the foods that would best serve my body right now. Play with the universe like that. Light up. Let's see, a salad is lighting up, a fish side dish, okay, and this dessert's lighting up. You know, you can play with the universe that way. And when you do, it's all about trust. You got to trust that when you see these messages, that when you're being given these transmissions, that okay, it's showing you, but then you order something different, you're not trusting. You're not, you know, you're thinking in your mind, well, I should have the salad, although my body is craving this steak right now. I don't know why. Steak's probably not good for me. I should get the salad. And then you eat the salad and you feel like crap. But if you ate the steak, even though maybe it's meat or it's, you know, whatever, it's maybe that's what your body needed. Maybe your body needed whatever was in that steak. So trust is an important thing for us to get to that place where we're trusting these messages that we're receiving. And that takes practice. That's not just going to happen overnight, you know? And if you practice with the small things, like food, like things that you do on an everyday basis, and you trust, like, does this feel good? Does this feel right? Is this something that resonates? Even with clients, I don't know if you guys have clients, but even with clients, there's certain clients, have you ever gotten those clients where you're just like, you know, it doesn't feel right to work with this client. I think I'm going to refer it to somebody else, you know? And trust that. I mean, that's honoring yourself too. It's not like, okay, I'm in lack consciousness. This person is buying my services. I'm going to have to work with them even though they're doesn't feel right, even though I don't think we're a good fit, even though everything in my body just dreads working with this person, you know? But maybe it's like the earlier example, like I had that terrible math class and I go in there and I learn how to shift the energy, and I learned how to make that class a wonderful, fun-filled class, whereas before I was dreading going to that class. So, you know, ask the universe, what are you trying to show me? What lesson can I get from this? How can I grow from this experience? What do you, just always ask, you know, what are you trying to show me right now? What am I trying to experience from having this happen in my life? And just see where it takes you. It's opening that doorway to communication with you and your source, you and your higher self, you and spirit. So cool. So I'm going to switch gears right now. We're going to, just to give you an update, we're going to have Ameera Beth join us at around 10 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock here right now, so in an hour, and whatever your time zone is. A couple of things I want to do, and before that, Ameera's going to talk about Atlantis and the opening of the gateway that happened last night. Pretty powerful energy coming through. I hope you got to see it in the sky. I certainly did. We did a meditation on the beach. It's a lovely, lovely group of people, and it was pretty awesome. All right. So I thought we would play with the cards. So I have 2 decks of cards here, and because Ameera is coming in, I'm very connected to Lemuria and the energy of Lemuria, and I feel more transmissions from the Lemurian Council, and I will show you how I see the Lemurian Council. Let's see, can you see that? Yeah, so this is how I see the Lemurian Council. So underneath them are crystals, Lemurian crystals. And if you know about Lemurian crystals, they're serrated, but they look like water, and just amazing rainbows in those crystals. And the council is above. And if I can angle this just a little bit more, I think you can see. If you can't see, I'll tell you what it says underneath. When we listen with devotion to the voice of the universal wisdom, we become the love that we seek. I'll read it again. When we listen with devotion to the voice of universal wisdom, we become the love that we seek. Isn't that awesome? There's a little star. It's kind of like last night. And Star Bethlehem, Star, and Saturn and Jupiter uniting. But anyway, what that was, you know, what that means for me is that the love that we're all looking for, we're all looking for love in some way or another, is not outside ourselves, is not beyond our understanding, or someone has to show us love, or we're waiting for love to come to us. It's like it starts from us. It's us becoming that love, and then the world reflecting that love back to us. Does that make sense? As we come into that place where we are emanating love, embracing love, embodying that love that we want from other people, and then it happens. It's so reversed the way we think, right? You think, oh, if people love me, then I will feel good about myself. No, you got to feel good about yourself first, and then people will love you. Doesn't make sense at all, but kind of that's the way the universe works. So kind of funny. So I have these cards, and if you're familiar with Doreen Virtue, who I was trained in, I got trained by Doreen Virtue, wow, 2005, long time ago. Angel therapy practitioner, went away for a weekend, did a training, got more training, got to know her. She's really sweet. I don't know what's happening to her now because she's disclaiming everything she did, but I'm still loving her cards. So these are the Ascended Master cards of Doreen Virtue. They're actually pretty hard to get. I think we have some here, but because of Doreen's new attitude on life, she stopped making all her cards, and then her cards went up to like $100 or more each. You know, they became really rare. But so the Ascended Master cards are cards of spirit guides. And I thought for today, we would choose a couple of these. And then, because Ameera is connected to Atlantis, is coming on, I thought we would use the Angels of Atlantis cards too. And I will, so this was by Stuart Pearce, someone I met, and really nice person from England, and has an English accent and all those lovely things. Oh, hold on. Okay. So we're going to choose the Ascended Master cards first. Here they are. And for our group that's here today, and for Ascension and everything else, I don't know if you know, but I clear my cards this way, call in Archangel Michael, bring in white light, clear the cards, and I'm going to pick 3 cards. See which Ascended Masters are working with us today. Okay. All right. So, health and healing. I think we kind of talked about that today, and talked about how important our bodies are, and how important it is for us to come into alignment with that first. So this is Hilaron. Handsome dude, isn't he? And looks like he has the Metatron cube. And I think I'm going to wait for Ameera when she comes on in another 45 minutes. We probably are going to talk about Metatron's cube, because Ameera is very connected to Metatron's cube, and she can tell you, you know, much better way than I can. So health and healing for everybody. Next card, Horus. I love that. Egyptian, you know, one of the things my husband and I said that when this pandemic is over, we'd love to go to Egypt and check out the pyramids. Horus was the son of Iris, and I love the symbolism there. And there's also the moon. So definitely connected to the constellation or what's going on right now and everything else. And you are seeing the situation accurately. So that's a good sign that we're in the right place, the right time, and we're understanding things clearly. And the last card, Teacher. And Malhekonin Ragoski. Yeah, I don't know who that is, but teacher. And it's kind of what we're doing today. Having a fun little teaching lesson here. Awesome. That might be my cards. All right. Now we're going to switch to the cards here. Angels of Atlantis. So Stuart Pearce, oh, there isn't a picture of him. Sorry. It's not COVID, don't worry. Yeah, no picture of Stuart. But he wrote a book called Diana that I am reading, which is really good. I'm enjoying that book. So, Angels of Atlantis. If you want any of these cards, I have them here at the center if you can't get them. So discover the 44 aspects of the 12 archangels of Atlantis with these stunning oracle cards. These cards depict each archangel as an orb, and like the archangels themselves, are loving, wise guides able to assist in healing all parts of your life. The aspects ranging from inspiration, balance, grace, and benediction to compassion, ecstasy, romance, and surrender. The oracle will readily answer any of your questions about health, wealth, career, and relationship. Didn't we just talk about that? Okay, I guess we're in the right place. All right, so these are the cards. I'm going to clear the cards, shuffle them up. All right. And I will choose 3 again. Ta-da. All right. Raphael, empathy. Well, it's funny because Raphael is the angel of healing. And we've been talking about healing. And I think this whole transmission that we're doing today is healing that we're sending out to the universe for this time to help people raise their vibration to come into a beautiful, energetic place. So, and I love the lotus flower, which we have a lot of lotus here on Kauai. All right, first card. Second card, Michael, transmutation. Nice. So Archangel Michael is protector. I always think of him as with the sword of white light. And we are in transmutation, and you can see from the picture kind of the being looking up at the stars with this Saturn connection. We are in a state of transmission. So I would say that's accurate. Last one, Yoel, liberation. Awesome. So I don't know if you guys know, but my name that I received from Gurudev, he's the creator of Amrit Desai, was Maya. And Maya is about dissolving illusions. And part of my mission, life purpose, is to help people to break through the illusion, to break through the 3D or the have-tos or the things that they have believed their life to be. And so this liberation speaks to my soul because I'm here to help you all liberate from the confines of a 3D reality that maybe is not serving you, and going into a new 3D reality to raise your vibration to a higher state of consciousness. So, perfect. So these are the 3 cards for this group. Raphael, empathy. Michael, transmutation. And Yoel, liberation. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so we are going to do a little transmission right now. And one of the things I wanted to share with you all, because part of this retreat is to let you experience Kauai. You know, let you feel into Kauai. I'm introducing you to a lot of people here on Kauai, but what I'd like to do is let you see Kauai. And I'm going to show you some pictures. And yeah, some of the things that we've experienced here in Kauai. See if I can get this to go. Nope. For some reason that's not playing. Okay. This was a fun time out in the boat with my son, but for some reason I can't get it to play. So we having a little technical difficulties here. I'll come back to that, and I'll show you that later after Ameera. So we are gonna let us come into a new state of consciousness, and so I'm going to do a meditation to help you shift your energy, come into the Dolphin consciousness, and we're going to call in the Dolphin energy. So if you want, you can lie down, relax. If you you don't have to be watching the video if you just want to get in a comfortable state. And we're going to connect with some energy. And just give me a moment here to set up these bowls. And everything else. And the spirit guide that I work a lot with is Ganesh. Someone, one of my Reiki students just gave me this, but I love Ganesh. Use him a lot. So it's awesome. If you have essential oils, I love to use doTERRA. And this one, Serenity, is got lavender in it and a couple other wonderful, it's a blend. Yeah, lavender, cedar wood, cinnamon, hoe wood, leaf wood. Okay, it's yang yang, on and on and on. A lot of different oils in it, but if you have an essential oil, you can grab it. And what I'd like you to do, take this off for a minute, is put the essential oil on your temples and on your third eye. Just kind of smelling. I just love this oil, so I just stick it all over. Just kind of breathe it in. Open up airways, open up the transmission, and let the energy flow. All right. Okay. So hopefully you're in a relaxed state. And I played this on the beach, so it's a little sandy. This is a steel drum. It's called a tongue drum. Can you see the little tongues in there? Love using this drum, and I love the purple color, of course. And I also love the chimes. These are Tibetan. Really fun energy. And these are also Tibetan bowls. We did a cacao ceremony last night on the beach, and we drank some awesome cacao with our group. And now I have stuff on my hands. Another tool that I use a lot is tuning forks. So if you are familiar with Jonathan Goldman, these are his tuning forks, C and G. I have them here as well, if you're on Kauai. Or if you come to my center, come for a retreat. When everything opens up again. Right now, there's a 10-day quarantine on Kauai. Yeah, these tuning forks align the left and right hemispheres of the brain. There's a technique to do that. And if you come here, you can receive that transmission. Or I can also do it long distance, energetically with you. Just do that all day, but okay, let's get back to the meditation. So my intention for this meditation, I always think it's good to have an intention. So my intention for this meditation is to open up consciousness to everyone listening now or in the future on Facebook or on Instagram, and to allow the energy of peace, love, and harmony to come through for us, for the planet, for our families, for our loved ones, for our animals, for our beloved Kauai, and wherever you are living right now, to raise the vibration in that area and to allow all of that which we desire to come to us with ease and grace. Just open up and allow. Okay, and if you want to add your intention, feel free to, if you have a specific intention, maybe you have an intention for healing or for a family member, anything you want to put. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Awesome. Okay. So hopefully you're in a relaxed state, and here we go. Feel your body dense, heavy. Feel your legs like logs. Feel your torso like bricks. Feel your head like a bowling ball. Heavy, weighed down. Sinking into your chair, your mat, your couch, the floor, wherever you're touching. Feel it sinking down. Now feel your feet light, airy, floating. Feel your legs hollow, light. Feel your torso empty, open. Feel your arms like feathers floating up. Feel your chest open, free. Feel your head hollow, clear, empty. You are not your mind. You're not your body. You're not your thoughts. You are pure essence, pure divine source, a spark of source. Feel your connectedness to the divine. And now, feel the dolphins swimming around your feet. Moving up your legs. And as they move, clearing your energy, any density, any heaviness, anything that no longer serves. The dolphins are moving up your calf to your knee. They're swimming in and out of your knee, opening up space, opening up. Channel for the chi to run through. Now the dolphins are moving up to your torso. They're at the base of the spine, swimming in and out of your root chakra, forward and back, left and right, up and down, clearing, cleansing, and releasing, opening, 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 allowing anywhere you're nervous about being in a body on a planet, about being here in the physical. We ask the dolphins to clear, cleanse, and release, and open up that channel to release any blockage so that the energy can run freely. Now the dolphins are swimming in and out of your sacral chakra, your sexual organs, forward and back, left and right, up and down, creating a figure 8 from left to right, crisscrossing just below your belly button, and allowing any blockage to your creativity, your ability to give birth to new ideas, new creations, new thoughts. Anything that's blocking that from flowing, we give that to the dolphins to clear, cleanse, and release. And let that go. Now the dolphins are moving up to your solar plexus, creating a vortex of energy that spirals out 3 feet in front of you and spirals back 3 feet behind you. Spiraling in and out, clearing, cleansing, and releasing, opening, 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 and allowing anything that's blocking you from standing in your power, from feeling your power center, from feeling your second brain, the knowledge, the information, the guidance. Anywhere that's shut down, we give that to the dolphins to clear out any density, any heaviness, anything that's accumulated in those areas, any dark spots, 3 feet in front of you and 3 feet behind you, to clear, cleanse, and release, and open, open, open. Now the dolphins are moving up to your heart chakra, feeling your heart open and expand, feeling those ice particles that have formed over your heart chakra to melt and fall away, and release and open up your beautiful heart chakra, because it is safe for you to have your heart open. Anywhere you feel it is unsafe to open your heart, we give that to the dolphins to clear, cleanse, and release. Let go, let go, let go, open, 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 and allow your heart chakra to be fully opened, knowing that you are empowered by having your heart chakra open, not that you are vulnerable, but that you are empowered, and allowing your heart chakra to open. Now the dolphins are moving up to your throat chakra, encompassing your throat and your ears, and just allowing this vibrational energy to swim through your throat, out your ear canal, down and around, out through your left ear canal, down and around, and your right. Opening, opening, opening. Allowing you to hear and speak your truth openly, freely, without reservation, knowing that your truth is your truth and it's okay to speak your truth. So we open, 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 allow that to come through. Opening your throat chakra, allowing you to speak your truth anywhere you've been shut down in this lifetime, past lifetimes, or future lifetimes. We give that to the dolphins to clear, cleanse, and release and take away all that heaviness, all those dark spots, so that you can have an open throat chakra, that you can speak your truth openly and freely. Now the dolphins are making their way, continuing on their swim up to your third eye, the space between your eyebrows, down to back into your pituitary gland. And just visualize the dolphins swimming through your third eye, forward and back, left and right, up and down, clearing, cleansing, and releasing, taking away any heaviness, any dark spots, and allowing you to see clearly, allowing you to open that third eye, to access the Akashic records, past, present, future. Opening up and allowing the energy to flow freely through your third eye. Not afraid to see what has transpired, what is transpiring now, and what will transpire in the future. Just open, 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 and release, letting go. It's okay and safe for you to see the truth. Now the dolphins are making their way up to your crown chakra. And the dolphins are swimming in and out of your crown chakra, forward and back, up and down, left and right. Opening up that vortex at the top of your head. Just feel that energy expand and open, breaking through those blockages, those heaviness, those dark spots. The dolphins are clearing a path from you to your divine energy. Opening, 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 release, 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 and let that energy flow freely through your crown chakra. Let the energy of Source run through you, God Creator, your high guides, your spirit guides. Open up to receive this transmission from your crown chakra, through your body, through your legs, and down out the bottom of your feet. Feel this energy moving through your body. Release, 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 open, open, open. Let's take a big breath in through the nose. Hold for a few seconds, and then release out through the mouth. Again, we're going to take a big breath in through the nose. Hold for a few seconds, and then out through the mouth. And one more time in through the nose. Hold for a few seconds, and then out to the mouth. Releasing, letting go, any heaviness. Check your body and see if there's an area of heaviness or density or darkness in your body that you can sense. And if you feel any residual energy, I want you to breathe into that area now. So using your breath, breathe into that area, or whether it's tension or tightness, maybe it's in your neck or your shoulders or your back or your leg, your arms. Just breathe into those areas now. With your breath, breathing in through the nose. Hold for a few seconds, and then release and let it all out. Let that density release through your body. Take another breath in. Hold for a few seconds, feel into that area wherever there's tension, and just release. And let it out. And one more time, take a deep breath in. Hold for a few seconds. And let it out. Now with your next breath in, breathe in clean, clear, life-giving oxygen. Holding for a few seconds, and then as you exhale, release all negativity, pain, and fear. Again, breathing in, clean, clear, life-giving oxygen. Holding for a few seconds, and then exhale all negativity, pain, and fear. And then just check in with your body. I want you to feel your body. You have tension in your shoulders. Maybe you need to twist, open up, rotate your shoulders, bring your arms back. Open, open, open. Open your legs, shake your legs out. Shake your body out. Just let all the kinks, just knock off all the kinks. Just work them out. And feel it release. And hopefully you feel your body a little looser, a little more open, a little lighter. Just want you to revel in that feeling for a few minutes. Unplay the bolts. Come into Namaste. The divine in me meets, honors, and respects the divine in you. Namaste. So how was that for you all? If you want to make a comment, you can. There's a chat box in the bottom on Zoom or in Instagram or Facebook, wherever you are. Let me know if you feel so inclined, if there's something that you want to share. If you're on Facebook, I can unmute you, or you can unmute yourself if you'd like. And I know Tammy doesn't have cannot speak, but she can type a message if she wants. Or Melissa, anybody here? This energy that you're feeling right now is who you really are. This is you without the density, without the heaviness, without the projections from other people. Your energy signal, your vibration naturally is very high. And that's who you really are. So when you're not feeling this way, you're taking on other people's projections onto you. And you're accepting it as your own. Some part of you, some aspect of you. But truly, we are all light beings. We are all high vibrational, amazing light beings. We are all God incarnate. And sometimes we just need to be reminded who we are. So the meditation is to help remind you of your power, of your energy, of your vibration, of your essence. And from this place is where you get inspiration. It's where you get intuition. It's where you get knowledge. Because we have access to everything in the Akashic right now. And we could pull that information down at will. If you want to learn how to fly a helicopter, you could tap right into that. Okay, maybe that's an extreme, but that was in the Matrix, if you remember. If you want to, whatever. If you want to tap into the future, if you want to get knowledge of how to heal, we all have access to this information. It is not only for a few privileged people. But we need to be in the right state of mind to get to that information. We need meditation and things that raise our vibration, like swimming with the dolphins, to get that understanding. Otherwise, we're like on the rat race, and we're just going round and round and round. And we're just we're just, oh yeah, here it is again. Here we are again. And there it is. So get off the rat race and allow yourself to be in that flow state. We were in the flow state yesterday when we were doing a meditation on the beach, and I did a master Reiki attunement. So there was a beach that we were going to. I don't know if you guys have been to Kauai, but it's called Tunnels Beach. And we went over there and we're sitting down there, and one of the participants, Julia, had the idea to do the attunement in the water. I'd never done an attunement in the water. And she's like, no, we're supposed to do it in the water. And I'm like, okay, how are we going to do this? And before we know, a rock appeared, and there was a little ledge with a perfect chair on both sides for the two people that I was going to attune in the Master Reiki. And yeah, they got to sit down right there, and the waves were crashing in. I mean, we weren't in the shallow water, but still it was a bit challenging to do a Reiki attunement in the water, but we did it. And we were just in what Stan likes to call the flow state. And that's what happened. And we had this amazing experience. And then from there, we were doing a meditation, and she was saying, oh, well, just go to the next level and just go the next level. And we kept rounding this bend and rounding this bend, and like, where are we going? And then we got to this amazing beach, and we got to see the beautiful sunset, and then the alignment of Saturn with Jupiter. And it was so, so incredible, and so, so amazing, and so, so awesome, and beautiful, beautiful experience. So be in the flow state. It takes you to another state of consciousness. And it looks like my next guest is here, and I will let her join in. Hey, Ameera. Do you want me to unmute you? I will do it. I think I have to ask you to unmute. There you go. Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
You know, it is pretty amazing. Last night was off the chart. What a night.
The last few days, just
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see in Instagram too. I don't know if you hear to see me during this. But yeah, it was what did you do last night?
oh well, Anya Love had an event, a solstice event, and so I went and I vended that for the day, and then I went to bed early. I was up the night before on the 20th, like couldn't sleep. I got up at the crack of dawn and went up to Shipwrecks on yesterday morning and looked at the conjunction and saw the sunrise and kind of did all my stuff then. So I was really tired last night, and so I slept like 10 hours, and I feel great today.
Wow, well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I love it. Yeah, there you are. Nice. So just before we begin, I'm gonna make you host for a minute. I have to
Okay.
My computer is about to die, so I'm gonna make you host, and you may not see me for a minute,
Okay.
but I would love
can
for
play host
you.
it.
What?
I can play hostess.
Yes, play hostess. Well, you've done that before on different retreats with that we've done together. So I would love for you, while I'm switching computers because my computer's about to die, to tell everyone about you and what you do and everything else. So
Okay. All right.
I'm still here, but I'm gonna, let's see, I don't know if, well, I'm gonna stop my video because I'm doing some changes here. And yeah, go for it.
Hey, aloha, everybody. My name is Ameera and I live here on Kauai with Jeanne. Um,
Well, we don't live together, but yeah.
no, I live not together, but we live on the same island. We're Ohana together.
Yes,
And
whole
I,
family.
I can't tell how many people are in the room, Jeanne. How many
Oh,
people am I? Just a little idea.
you're all over the place. You're in Facebook, you're in Instagram.
Oh, okay,
So
excellent.
just
So a million people, maybe.
yes, there you go.
We're talking to the millions. So yes, I live on the beautiful island Kauai, and I work as a past life regression therapist and a 13 chakra and energy system. I practice the ancient techniques from the kingdom of Atlantis. I'm an incarnated mer being, and I bring forward the wisdom and the knowledge of the mer people, and also am kind of like an ambassador for them and a liaison between the mer world and the kingdom of Atlantis, and and Earth in this time and space. So I have kind of been given the assignment or the task to bring forward the ancient wisdom and knowledge from Atlantis and how we are rewriting the spiral of time from the last fall of Atlantis 13,000 years ago, and course correcting into the new golden age and into the new earth. And so I'll talk to you a little bit more about what that means. Yesterday, the 21st, I mean, we all know what a significant day that was. We know, winter solstice, the grand conjunction, and I don't know how much Jeanne has talked about the conjunction being at 0 degrees Aquarius, which means that we're entering into the age of Aquarius, and I'm going to circle it all back and what it means to raising Atlantis and healing the timelines of Atlantis. So I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a story that happened 13,000 years ago after the very last fall of Atlantis, the very last fall of what was known as the golden age of Atlantis. Now, most people think that when Atlantis fell, that, it was it was an experiment that it was a failure. Everything was a failure. Atlantis failed and fell because the technology, the science, that's all true. People lost their connection to, source and the earth. That's all true. But Atlantis was really not a failure. Atlantis was actually a grand experiment. It was the fifth and final Atlantean experiment that beings like you and me came from all over the universe to explore and experience being human, being in a human body, having a 5 sensory body, and attempting to stay connected to source, our 5th dimensional consciousness while experiencing being human. So if you're on the planet today, we were all there in Atlantis. During one incarnation of Atlantis, you were there during Atlantis and during the fall as well. And some of you may remember consciously Atlantis in the fall. Some of you may remember unconsciously, and that's kind of an oxymoron in terms to remember unconsciously. And you remember unconsciously because maybe you have a little bit of a feeling of, fear or unrest, or just not quite feeling comfortable in like what's happening in the world right now. Maybe a little bit of unconscious fear of drowning, of natural disasters, and that's all the fallout. That's all the result of us experiencing the whole totality of humanity experiencing the fall of Atlantis and the trauma that happened, and the belief that it was our fault, or that we caused it, or that we weren't good enough, or we failed. And if you are a teacher or a healer, you might really carry that program very deeply within you, where you feel like you were part of the failure of Atlantis. So I've even worked with healers and teachers who believe they were completely at fault, like it was all their fault. So part of what I'm here to do is undo that program, and to collapse those programs and those distortions in humanity that make us feel that we failed something, that we are not worthy, and that we have to suffer and sacrifice in order to be redeemed. Okay, if you're carrying that program within you from Atlantis or Lemuria, you really need to know that that's a mistruth. We all knew that Atlantis was an experiment. We knew that we were coming down as fifth dimensional beings in a third dimensional body to have this human experience and to see if we could maintain our fifth dimensional connection to source. And of course, whenever there is an experiment, you have to add a variable, right? Or there's really no experiment. So for thousands of years, we did live in utopia. We did live peacefully. We did live in complete oneness under the law of one, in coexistence with nature and the cycles of nature and the plants and the animals, all of it. We lived very well under that. Atlantis thrived and was a beautiful, wonderful community to be a part of, where everybody was cared for. At some point, we knew before we came that there would be an insertion of what we would call ego or darkness, because there has to be a variable, right, when you have an experiment. And so we knew before we came that we would be challenged in our quest to stay fifth dimensional conscious beings in a third dimensional body that involved, the five senses: touch, taste, smell, sex, smelling flowers, eating delicious food, and even having like our ego challenged through the insertion of competition, through jealousy, through fear. And when the dark element was allowed to come in and bring those challenges to us, we were given the task to see if we could overcome and override those programs and those insertions and stay connected to source through our human body. And of course, if you are familiar with the Atlantean story, the dark element, the ego element, came in very, very strongly and began to affect and infect many of the scientists, the magi, the priests and the priestesses, the teachers, and begin to give them a sense of ego and competition towards one another. There's nothing wrong with technology. Technology is our friend. However, the balance that came from being connected to the natural world and instead connected to the AI world, to the technology world, through the whole matrix, through the whole, balance of Atlantis out of proportion. And eventually the, the golden egg that held the fabric or the matrix of the Atlantean community together, the threads that were woven very intricately and deeply and detailed to keep everything in oneness. Eventually that egg began to have cracks within it. And over the next years, the downfall of Atlantis happened quite quickly. And, that nature changed. The vibration fell, the frequency of Atlantis fell, and Atlantis sank beneath the waves, with many of us as teachers and healers and so forth, clinging and fighting and lamenting and trying to pray and trying to keep Atlantis going, save Atlantis. And we couldn't do it. We weren't meant to do it. Atlantis was not a failure. Atlantis was an experiment that eventually was tested out and was terminated. So we could create a new experiment. Remember, we're creators, right? We're eternal beings. We knew before we came, and we forgot as the downfall of Atlantis came, that we were eternal beings, that there's no death, and that as one cycle in nature is finished, a new cycle begins. I call it creative destruction. Create, destroy, recreate. Everything in God and life is based on creative destruction. All cycles in nature, all cycles of the moon, all cycles in our bodies are create, destroy, and recreate. And when I say destroy, like, don't let the harshness of that word feel sandpapery to you. If it does, it just means you take down what was created so you can rebuild something else, so we can regenerate something else. And we forgot in our humanness, and humans are attached, you know, we become attached. We're very emotionally attached to each other. We're emotionally attached to our stuff. We're emotionally attached to whatever is comfortable and in our lifestyle. And we forgot to let Atlantis go back into the eternalness of source so we could recreate something new. And in those final moments when, you know, the darkness came in, and we knew that Atlantis was going to be gone forever on that timeline, there was a program that came in from the dark that went to all the teachers and the healers and the priests and the priestesses and any of the community and said, it's your fault. You did this. You're responsible. You failed. So we all died with that in our consciousness. We all died with that in the last moments, like, we caused this. And when a collective program is put in, so steeped in so strongly, it not only affects the totality of everybody who received that program, it's a reverberation out to, you know, our star families. It's a reverberation out to the entire cosmos, the unworthiness and the sense of failure, because we came from all over. We came from everywhere. And so we brought that program upon our death into the totality of the collective. So fast forward 13,000 years later, we are all, I mean, it's a thing in humanity, right? Worthiness, a sense of failure, a sense of not being able to claim and honor who we really are and love ourselves through and through. That came from the final days of Atlantis, and that has shown up in, you know, how our religions have programmed us. It's shown up in families that we've incarnated to for generations of generations, that, you know, your unworthiness, if you carry that, came from your parents' unworthiness and their parents' unworthiness. So it's something that has passed down not only through the collective unconscious through Atlantis, but generationally through our familiar lines. So we have spent, I mean, probably lifetimes undoing those programs of worthiness to know that that's just a complete falsehood. It's a complete program, and going into our heart and our high heart and reprogramming ourselves out and purging the religious doctrine and dogma and purging those ancestral lines and, you know, all the mistruths, to come back and remember our wholeness. So on this line of time, how I'm going to tie all this together with what happened yesterday is to tell you that December 21st and the grand conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter at 0 point Aquarius it's a 0 point, it's a reset point. Okay, it is kind of like a wipe the slate clean little bit. And on that day yesterday at 0 degrees Aquarius, we passed through the central bugle point, the center point of the hub, okay, from a 13,000-year-old fall, and we are going to begin now to come through the other side and course correct, rewrite the spiral of time from Atlantis. As a collective, we have decided the suffering enough, the program's enough, and we are going to begin to rewrite our own programming, and we are setting ourselves up to recreate the new golden era of Atlantis, okay? And go back into the law of one, and go back into an era, the golden age of the era, where the children of Atlantis will begin to rise to the fullness of their self, their worthiness, and their glory. Now, it's not going to take 13,000 years to rewrite. It's going to take some years. It's not going to happen overnight, but it's not going to take 13,000 to get back there. But what you will see now that we have gone through a massive dismantling of all the program, you know, of all the structures, of all these things that have happened through 2020, which is, you know, the year of the great visioning, the great full visioning. That was a 4-year. We're going to go into a 5-year, which is change. And if you think you've seen change this past year or two, it's nothing like what's coming onto the other side. And as we pass through the central fugal point, the hub, the center point, and begin to rewrite and course correct our own soul history, so we can basically change, you know, our ancestry, our star families. As we begin to do that, the rest of the collapse of what we're letting go of will happen. So I'm going to really urge you to go to your trust, go into your sovereignty, which means not becoming affected by anything else other than your direct connection to source. Remember that you are an eternal being. Remember that there is no death. Remember that we transfer from one phase, we go from one cycle, one epoch of time, one epoch of a season to another season, and allow the rebuilding and the course correcting to happen without feeding into the fear or the fault or the unworthiness or the darkness or the despair that's still trying to happen. Because what happened at the final days of Atlantis is very mirroring of what's happening right now, right? It's very similar. We're going to keep technology, but we're going to understand that our humanness and our connection to nature is just as important or more important than the technology that allows us all to stay connected. So all this AI stuff that's happening, and if you're not familiar with the AI stuff so much, you know, there is an alternative universe being built through, in the matrix, through the programming of the development of the inorganic. So we're talking about kind of a war right now between the organic, creative life force, the mother force, and the inorganic, through those who believe that they can create through something that is not of God or of source. That's the world and the reality, the matrix, so to speak, that has been built around us. So humanity now waking up and realizing our connection to God and how important is our connection to the organic, right? The true source life force, the source of the eternal mother, the creative force of the eternal mother, because that's what everything comes through. We're all birthed through the mother energy, okay? It's the mother we will return to, and through her organic, life-giving force, we will begin to respect and honor technology as an asset to our lives, but not the foundation of our lives. And it's going to take a little while, like I said, for us to sort all of this out and move through it all. And you are going to continue to see a lot of massive change. Some of it will feel good, some of it will not feel so good, but understand that the destruction has to happen for the recreation. There is no rebuilding without a dismantling, okay? And many beings on this planet will choose to stick around and see it through. And there will be many beings on this planet who will choose their ascension through exiting the planet. There are many different ways to ascend. For some, your soul contracts will allow you to continue on and rebuild what you have helped to recreate and see it through. There will be some whose soul contract will allow them to exit as their soul designs and come back and reincarnate into the world that they helped design. So karma and dharma are big terms right here. Dharma is your service. We're moving into dharma. We're moving into our service, our acts of service to the land. Okay, people who have completed their karma and need to restart their dharma will do so as their soul dictates. There's no right or wrong about this. There's no, nobody done a better job than anybody else. It's just the evolution of each particular soul mission and plan on this planet and for this planet that needs to be honored. So I'm gonna pause right now. Jeannie, are we able to take questions, or do you have any questions? I feel like I've said a lot.
Yeah, I know. You said a lot. We're able to take questions. Are you?
You're echoey.
I'm
I'm
echoing.
echoing.
Right.
All right, let me
what
see
I
what
can
I
do.
can do. Okay.
Do you have two devices going? I think you're.
Yeah, I do.
echoey.
I ha- okay. Still, I'm still echoing. I only have one. I don't know why I'm echoing. Let me see if I can. Let me close out this.